And now, In the Dirt with Tim Baltz.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of In the Dirt right here on YouTube. I'm Timmy Baltz. Glad you could join us here today. Remember, like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We certainly do appreciate your support here in 2022. We got a lot of great things happening on this show, but before we do that, we want to acknowledge the Rita Wakers Campground, one of our fine sponsors, plus Thousand Islands Drone, Disaster RX DKI, and Alexandria Home Hardware. Well, we're at the beautiful Draper Racing compound here, and two brand new beautiful race cars that had quite the story behind them this past Saturday night at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway. A big night for the Draper Racing team, and we're going to get into that. We're going to talk to the key players in that event. Stay tuned right here on In the Dirt. It's going to be a big show here this week. We'll be right back.
Rita Wakers is the place to be.
It's vacation time. What are your plans for RVing and summer fun? Why not book now for your summer camping and RVing at Rita Wakers Family Campground, Eastern Ontario's full-service camping facility, located on a UNESCO World Heritage Site known as the Rideau Canal, on a series of lakes joined by lock systems that links Kingston to Canada's capital city, Ottawa. Rita Wakers is only 10 minutes from downtown historic Kingston. Here's what Rita Wakers has to offer you and your family when you visit: the spacious pull-through campsites, trailers, and motorhomes, the swimming pool staffed with lifeguards, a beautiful beach to enjoy for a relaxing afternoon of fun and family, excellent fishing on Colonel By Lake, a boat docking facility for your fishing or pleasure craft, boats, canoes, and kayaks available for rent, a beautiful banquet hall for weddings or meetings to fit any occasion, 136 acres of outdoor adventure, hiking, biking, playground, swimming, fishing, horseshoes, basketball, and so much more. Make Rita Wakers your camping destination this year. You better book now. We're filling up fast. Visit ritawakers.com or call 613-546-2711.
Rita Wakers is the place to be. Come on out, you'll see, at the gated community.
Well, we are back right here on YouTube with In the Dirt. Of course, we want to have everybody please like and subscribe. We certainly do appreciate all of your support here in 2022. Well, we got a ton of racing results from all across the Dirt Car family of racetracks, and we'll get right to it right now. Of course, Brockville, Ontario Speedway, we ran this past Saturday night in a big win for Tristan Draper in the Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. A big story behind that one, and we'll have that right from the man himself here in just a little while. Dirt Car Sportsman was the first win September of 2016 for Shane Stearns in the Dirt Car Sportsman ranks. Stéphane Fournier won an emotional novice sportsman feature. He dedicated the win to his late father on Saturday night. Street stock feature went to Brett Horner, his second of the season. Joey Hiltz picked up the win, his third of the year in the 50s and 60s vintage division at Brockville. And Gavin Riddell collected his second win of the season in the 70s and 80s vintage division as well. Thousand Islands RV Crate Sprints were off, as well as the Supernet Truck Shop mini stocks. Can-Am Speedway, they ran this past Friday night, and it was Tim Fuller yet again picking up another Dirt Car 358 modified win. Bumped him up to third on the all-time win list, and tying Doug the Ox Carlisle on that prestigious win list. So congratulations to Tim Fuller. Gavin Isley, second win of the season in Dirt Car Sportsman. It was Joe Churchillo winning the limited sportsman feature. Justin Pope, it was his third win of the season in the Thunder Car division. The vintage division was on hand over there as well. It was a good night for Greg Hale picking up the win in the 50s and 60s class, and it was Jason Riddell, winner of the 70s and 80s division. The Dirt Car Pro Stocks had the evening off. Brighton Speedway, who can stop Wade Purchase? I don't think anybody can right now in the Canadian Mod division. Yet another victory there. It was Robert Jenner in the Stingers, Tommy Bailey again in Comp 4. Kyle Sopaz collected the Crate Late Model feature. It was Kyle Dory in Mini Stocks and Justin Ramsey in the Thunder Stock division. Mohawk International Raceway, they finally got some racing in, and thanks to Brian Page, the voice of the Mohawk International Raceway, for these results. Chris Raby back in victory lane, his second of the season at Mohawk in 358 modified action. The MIR Sportsman Series went to Shane Pecor, his second win in a row in that series. Zach Daniels, 2 in a row in the Dirt Car Pro Stock division. It was Pryor Stacy in Novice Sportsman, former track champion Tristan Dibble in Mod Lights, and it was Nicholas Harnden in the Bandit division. I want to thank Gary Spade for some of these results as well from some of the other racetracks that we cover here on In the Dirt. It was the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh, New York. They had a special big block, small block challenge for the modifieds, and it was Eric Rudolph collecting the victory in the modified portion and a first career win for Fire Swap in the Dirt Car Sportsman. So congratulations to Fire on getting that done. Matt DiLorenzo picked up the big block modified victory at Albany, Saratoga on Friday night. It was Tim Hartman Jr. again victorious in the Dirt Car Sportsman. Dirt Car Pro Stocks to Chucky Dumbluski once again. Matt Williamson was victorious in Dirt Car 358 modified action at the Ransomville Speedway. Cody McPherson, the first of his 3 wins on the weekend. He picked up the checkered flag for the second time this year at Ransomville. Bear Ridge Speedway in Vermont, Dirt Car Sportsman to James Fadden. It was Jimmy Phelps in victory lane at Brewerton on Friday night in the Dirt Car Big Block Modifieds, and Austin Germinio in Dirt Car Sportsman. Cornwall Motor Speedway, unfortunately, the weather played a factor for them racing or not. They did not get their show in. They will be back this coming Sunday night. Autodrome Drummond, they were off. Actually, all the Quebec tracks were off this weekend. We have a special result coming your way in a little while, so stay tuned for that. Dirt Car 358 modifieds at the Fulton Speedway. It was Tim Sears Jr. yet again, another victory in the modifieds at Fulton. It was Kevin Cook and Emmett Waldron victorious in Dirt Car Sportsman Twin Bill. Genesee Speedway, it was Phil Vigneri III collecting the Dirt Car Sportsman checkered flag. Zach Buff in victory lane at Glen Ridge in Dirt Car Sportsman, with Slater Baker picking up his first Pro Stock win of the season. Autodrome Granby was off. Outlaw Speedway, they rained out their program. They'll be back this coming Friday night. Land of Legends Raceway, Alan Johnson continues to win his 128th career modified win at Land of Legends. It was Frank Guerri Jr. again victorious in Dirt Car Sportsman. Lebanon Valley, they were off. They had monster trucks on display over there, so a big night for them as well. They'll be back this coming Saturday night. Merrittville Speedway, it was Matt Williamson, 2 in a row on the weekend, and Cody McPherson swept the Twin Bill for the Dirt Car Sportsman for wins 2 and 3 on the weekend. Congratulations to Cody Mack. Orange County Fair Speedway, big block modified feature win for Max McLaughlin of Popular Win there. Dylan Stoyer was victorious in Dirt Car 358 modifieds. Thunder Mountain Speedway, Billy Decker, another Dirt Car 358 modified win this season, his first of the year at Thunder Mountain. It was Hunter Lapp in Dirt Car Sportsman. And finally, the Grand Prix of Trois Rivières, the special modified road course race. An annual event, it was modified regular Sebastian Goujon picking up the feature win over NASCAR Pinty Series regulars Marc-Antoine Cameron. Max Amplant was third, another modified regular. Alex Tagliani and Raphael Lessard rounded out the top 5. Defending race winner Francois Bellemare finished up in the number 7 position. Well, that does it for all the race results. We are going to come back with this epic story about these 2 beautiful cars that sit right here next to me in the Draper Doors compound. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned. We'll talk to Tristan Draper, a modified winner from Brockville, here on In the Dirt.
We arrived at the building just to see from the exterior wall that the front facade was coming undone and pushing forward away from the side wall. We were just in complete shock, didn't know how this occurred.
A lot of people don't realize this, but every individual will at least have one disaster in their lifetime. And when this happens, they don't know what to do. By reaching out to a restoration professional before you have an emergency, it allows you to have some insight on what happens and what to expect. This will allow you to eliminate any kind of anxiety or stress you might go through when it happens.
The restoration company came down immediately and took the steps necessary to create a safe environment, secured the building, and that allowed the engineers to go in and figure out what the cause of the damage was and figure out our next steps from there.
Our people are fully trained and certified in all aspects of emergency response and disaster restoration. We handle everything from fire, flood, sewer backup, wind damage, tornadoes, earthquakes. Basically, we have people that are experienced in every field. There are 2 parts to a disaster that people don't realize. There's the emergency phase, where we come right away and stop the damages from happening. Then there's the repair phase, where we put everything back the way it was, like it never happened. And our company also offers a warranty, which will give you the comfort and peace of mind for as long as you own your property.
From the get-go, Rex and his crew were able to bring in professional contractors to come in and rebuild the building in a timely fashion. The building now looks better than ever and is up to code. They were wonderful with me, just helping me navigate through my insurance coverages, working well with the insurance company and myself. They always constantly kept me in the loop as to what was happening next. And at the end of the day, it was just the peace of mind knowing that I was in good hands.
Well, we are back here on In the Dirt, and as promised, we do have the man, the myth, the legend himself, one Tristan Draper, who picked up an epic win this past Saturday night at the Brockville Speedway. Tristan, thanks for letting us use your shop again for, I think, the third or fourth time this year. It's always great to come out here, and I'll tell you what a whirlwind of emotions you've had the last couple of weeks. Just some awful luck. It has gone from just unbelievable, terrible luck to, you're on cloud 9 right now, isn't it, bud?
Yeah, for sure. I would have rather done it with my old cars, but it was good to make the jump, and this car was working unbelievable. You know what I mean? I wasn't too happy with it in the hot laps in the heat race, but I don't know if I was just underpowered or under. And then once the track's looking off, the car just came to life. So.
And I tell you what, this past, the past weekend at Cornwall, I mean, you and your brother just had some terrible luck getting caught up in a wreck that was none of your own doing, just somebody else's mistake, and you got swallowed up into it, upside down again. Your brother tore up a race car. What led to the decision to get these Bicknell cars?
Well, Monday we were just in the shop, and like I said in my interview there, Andy was the first one here. He was here at probably 8 in the morning. I was still limping around, and then Glenn and Kurt and Dallas showed up, and we just started stripping cars, and there was not much really left. So the shop's a little more messy than normal, right? And Ralph had called us Monday afternoon, and Matt Hearn called me that morning, and I got all the respect in the world for those guys. They did a lot for me over the years, and just Ralph was, really helpful, and made it easy to get these cars on Friday afternoon, and we had a lot of work to do on Friday afternoon. So
a lot of work, not much sleep on these things. I tell you, man, you looked pretty tired when you got to the track.
Yeah.
Victory Lane, you looked just as exhausted as anything with the heat and the lack of sleep and all the work you put into it. It must have felt really good.
Yeah, at 2:30 that day, you can imagine what I was saying. I wasn't thinking about going to the racetrack, and we had a lot of help. Ricky's been there all year. Dallas and Glenn and Andy were all there again on Friday night and Saturday night, and we slept for 2 hours on Saturday night and came back at it. And these cars, we got them, like I said, we didn't really scale them. We didn't set them up. The tires are still had normal wet air in them. I'm glad it wasn't a 40 lapper. I'm just glad it was a 30 lapper.
Right. Well, speaking of that race, we have got some footage of the last couple laps of this race. I know you had a lot of emotions going on. I certainly had a lot of emotions going on up in the booth. Let's take a look at those final couple of laps. Hold your breath.
Rabbie pulls the move off, coming down the front straightaway, and uses Bilo in a pick and roll. What a brave move for Chris Rabbie to take the number 2 spot, and he is not done. He's got something for Draper here as we come back to the line with 6 to go.
He really has. He's found something here in the last couple of laps, and that car is going. Watch him off at turn number 2. Kind of diamonds the bottom of the track, and look at him, he just drives around Draper.
Wow, he found some speed on the inside lane. You gotta wonder if that outside lane is burned up out there. Maybe Draper used up his tire too early. 5 to go for Chris Rabbie, looking for win number 4. Oh, and Rabbie steps over, he spins it in 1.
Just after he takes the lead,
man,
he's still going.
Keeps his foot in the throttle. He's only going to lose about
5th.
Yes, 5 spots. My goodness.
Heads up driving right there by Chris Rabbie. Brings a caution out. He's at the back of the field. Right now, he's 5th.
And that could be the difference in the championship right now. He's only lost a couple of spots. We got a battle for the lead now, shaping up, or at least for second. Arbethon and Kyle Dingwall going at it. Draper still with the lead. 3 to go for Draper.
Well, Draper's got 3 to go, but look at Kyle Dingwall right now. He's closed up. The bottom works for Dingwall. This is his kind of track right now. Look at him go. He's going to do the same thing. Same thing we saw the 0-1 do.
And I'll tell you what, there's lap traffic on this inside lane. Draper's going to stick with that high lane, and he knows it. He's going to try to pin Kyle Dingwall down low behind the traffic up off of turn number 2. Will Dingwall make the move? Trying to see what happens. Draper uses Corbin Miller in the pick and roll as he'll get by. White flag in the air this time by, and Draper's going to hold the lead at the white.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do here, but it's going to be a 3-wide show at some point. You got to figure Dingwall with a good run off of turn number 2. He's got 2 cars in front of him. You've got Dingwall looking for the lead. Who's going to get it, Tim?
Tristan Draper takes the brand new Bic down the victory lane. Oh man, what a finish. Well, that right there was an unbelievable run. I mean, before that, you had Chris Raby all over your back bumper. He took the lead, and then he sails it off, the embankment in turn 1, and then you get the lead back.
Yep.
And then all along came Kyle. What's going through the mind right there?
I would just wish that they weren't, both of them were good friends of mine, right? So if they weren't friends of mine, would I have done something maybe a little different? Maybe, but it all worked out in the end anyway. So
exactly. I mean, lap cars, they kind of assisted you a little bit there because you like running the high side. We all know Kyle and his deal running the bottom, so it played out just perfect for you.
I just tried to pinch him down there as best I could, and then I watched the video after, and I noticed that he was 3 wide. I didn't realize he was doing that. It was a good race all in all, and car worked good and ended up with the result. So
was looking in actually the Kingston Speedway book right there of your grandfather's car. Looked kind of similar to this one right here, the red numbers and plain white car on that. I never put the two. I've never connected the two together like that. That's kind of neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and a lot of his cars look like a lot of mine from the last couple weeks too. So
right. Well, I tell you what, man, it was a heck of a race to call, and you did one heck of a job behind the wheel. Your brother did a great job as well, winning the heat race early. I was joking around with you earlier today, saying, I don't know, I think he got the short end of the deal. Looks like he got the better car, but your car came around at the end later on in the night.
Yeah, came on at the right time.
Well, absolutely. Well, congratulations again on the win, and maybe we'll see you back in victory lane this coming Saturday night. Who knows?
I hope so.
All right, thanks a lot, buddy. That's the man. That's Tristan Draper, the winner of the Dirt Car 358 Modified feature at Brockville. We'll talk about some of the upcoming events and the upcoming events at Brockville Speedway and a host of others, and maybe we'll see this guy in victory lane again. You never know. We'll be right back. Like and subscribe.
Big G here for Lennox Fence, Eastern Ontario's fencing specialists. We are the professionals for all your fencing needs. Some people just are not do-it-yourselfers. One call to Lennox Fence will get the job done by professionals, guaranteed perfect. Whatever your fencing needs, residential, commercial, agricultural, or industrial, call for a free estimate for spring and summer. 613-354-3449. Highway 41 North at Selby. Lennox Fence, owned and managed by the Houston Group.
Well, we are right back here on In the Dirt. Again, like and subscribe if you've not done so already. We certainly do appreciate your support here in 2022. Well, while we're here at the Draper Doors Racing Shop, we're going to talk about some of the upcoming events that are coming up this weekend in the area. Horse Can-Am Speedway, they'll be back with a regular 6-card show. The Fabco Dirt Car Pro Stocks will be back in action as well. Racing starts at 7 p.m. over there. Mohawk International Raceway, they will have a special Dirt Car Sportsman North Regional event this coming Thursday night. Mark that down on your calendar, Thursday night show. And a full program of Dirt Car Pro Stocks, Novice Sportsman, Bandits, and a Slick Track Enduro as well. 358 Modifieds have the night off. Racing starts over there at Mohawk at 7 o'clock. Brockville Speedway, a big night for the Modified and Sportsman. It's the Ogilvy's Triple Crown Series for the 358 Modified and the Sportsman division. Novice Sportsman will be there as well, along with the Supernan Truck Shop Mini Stocks and the return of the Thousand Islands RV Crate Sprint Cars. Racing starts at 7. Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh, it will be Military and First Responders night with racing starting at 7. Cornwall Speedway, the Northeast Late Model Alliance will be on hand, plus a Street Stock Invitational and a full show starting at 6:30 p.m. Full show at Autodrome Granby on Friday night featuring the Farnham Ale and Lager Pro Stock Series, and a full show there with Hot Laps starting at 6:30 p.m. Drummond, it is Topless night for the Modified, the Sportsman, and the Mod Lights as well. They'll also have slingshots on the card. Racing starts over there at 7 o'clock. Brighton Speedway, the Northeast Late Model Alliance will be back in action, along with Eastern Ontario Vintage Stock Car Club, Canadian Mods, Thunder Stocks, and Mini Stocks on the card as well. Racing at 7 o'clock. Well, more big races are coming up. Of course, we talked about earlier the Ogilvy's Triple Crown Series for the 358 Modified and Sportsman at Brockville. That's this coming Saturday night. Mohawk International Raceway, they have the Goodleaf 358 Modified Series race on September the 2nd. MIR Sportsman Series gets back underway on August 26th. Big weekend in the end of September, or at the start of September, I should say, for Cornwall Speedways. The Fat Less Chip Stand and Race for the Cure Sportsman Series will be on hand. That's the Canadian National Series for the Fat Less Chip Stand Canadian Nationals. Those are both going to be held on September the 4th. Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds, first of 4 days coming up in a couple weeks' time. It is Summerfast week. They're going to kick it off at the Weed Sport Speedway on August the 15th. Then they'll shift to Brewerton on August 16th. Wednesday night, they'll head to the Fulton Speedway on the High Banks, and they'll finish off 4 days of racing at the Land of Legends Raceway on August the 18th. Dirt Car 358 Modified Series, we're headed for the very first time to the Thunder Mountain Speedway. Looking forward to that down near Binghamton. I've never been to the racetrack before, but I'll be on hand calling the action there with the Dirt Car 358 Modifieds. Dirt Car Sportsman Series, all the regional action still underway. Glen Ridge Speedway for the East Region, that gets underway on August the 21st. West Region Canada Series at the Ohsweken Speedway on September the 9th. Mohawk will have their Dirt Car Sportsman Series for the North Region, like we had just talked about on Thursday, August 11th. Brockville Speedway North Region Canada Series gets back underway on August 27th. Ransomville will host a special Central and West combined show for the Dirt Car Sportsman Series on August the 24th. That'll be run with a Super Dirt Car Series event as well. Thunder Mountain Speedway, they'll also have the Dirt Car Sportsman Central Region. Looking forward to calling that race as well on Wednesday night. Championship Tour begins at Albany Saratoga Speedway on September the 23rd. Dirt Car Pro Stock Series, they've got their third event of the season coming up at Lebanon Valley Speedway. That is Saturday, August the 27th. So another month or so before the Pro Stocks get back to action. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up here on In the Dirt. And once again, got to thank the Draper Racing team for allowing us to come into their magnificent and beautiful shop here and allowing us to talk about the racing world and what's been going on. Once again, want to acknowledge some of our sponsors, of course, Rito Acres Campground, Disaster RX DKI, Thousand Islands Drone, and Alexandria Home Hardware. Well, looking at the time, I got to get in the car. I got to get on the road to Thunder Mountain Speedway. We'll see you at the racetrack this weekend. Thanks for supporting In the Dirt. Remember, like and subscribe. You've been watching In the Dirt.